Hey guys, welcome back to our 100% playthrough. When we last left off, we fought our way through the factory, and we've beaten just about everybody there is except Smithy. But before we do that, because that's about the last thing we want to do, before we do that, we have some optional content that we need to go take care of. We've got to do some fun stuff like go get the last of the 6 doors in Bowser's Keep beaten, and of course beat Culex. Who could forget about Culex? Plus, I have a few other things I need to show you along the way, too. Let me just speed walk through the factory here. And fight some people along the way, of course. We are still trying to get to level 30, part of our 100% here. So it's not exactly a bad thing that we're fighting. Okay, Malo, just kill them. Star Rain is a lot like Super Jump, except there's only 16 of them and they're much easier to time. Okay, well, while we make our way through the factory... Nice, that actually did beat him in one hit. While we make our way through the factory and head back to Civilization, important announcement. So there's only going to be a couple videos in this series left. It's just the reality of it. We're coming down to the end of it. So this video, we're going to do some of the optional content, like fight Culex and such. Some of the more interesting things to do. But then, the video for next week, we still have other optional content that we're going to need to do. And I figure I'll save... That was weird. That has never happened to me before. I somehow phased through the platform. Anyway. So next week, I'm going to save some of the, well, more boring content, if you will. Some of the more grindy type content for next week's video. I'm talking stuff like, do the look the other way game to get the star egg. Maybe grinding for Super Jump if we don't do that this video. That kind of thing. So in order to break up the monotony of that, my plan is to turn the next week's episode into an Ask Me Anything. So if there's something you want me to answer during that session to make things interesting, feel free to ask me. Whether it's something about this game, something about my life, something completely random you want my personal thoughts on, whatever, I don't care. You can ask me. I'm not going to promise an answer if it's something personal, but, you know, you can ask me whenever you want to. You can do that either through YouTube comments section, probably the easiest way, or you can do something like, I don't know, if you're shy and you don't want your name associated with the question on YouTube or something like that for everybody to see, you can always, like, email me. I think my email is available on my main channel page, or you can DM me on Discord, something like that. Whatever you're comfortable with. Alright, first things first here, let's check... How are we doing on coins and items? Okay, coins were looking great. Items... Okay. One of the optional things I want to show you here, that we didn't get to see already, is the scene where Toad turns into a monster, because Mario has a nightmare. It might take us a few tries to get it, though. I think it's a 10% chance to see it, and you can only see it after the volcano, after you've beaten the volcano. If it's not 10%, I'll probably check that, or I'll probably correct that in the notes section on the right in post. Tell me if I'm right, future me. I think this is the most likely one to appear, the salt and pepper thing. The chef's cooking you. Hey, sleepy guy. Three jumps and a bright card will get you in. No chomps allowed. The good thing you have me to tell you these things. To tell you where to find the casino. Alright, don't hold out on me, my guy. There's a reason that we saved right before doing this. That way, if I waste all of my coins trying, I can just reset, get my money back. Oh, come on. I guess the chefs want their revenge for me killing Bunt. Okay, depending on how long this takes, how many attempts, I might just skip. Using the magic of editing, I might just skip some of these failed attempts. Alright, let's do it again. Okay, attempt number 7. That's not bad, considering, like I said, I think it's a 10% chance. I mean, to be fair, if the Spectre of Death appeared to me in my dreams, I'd be a little upset myself. Poor Mario. That's a rough day, buddy. Alright. It says you got a red essence, but you actually get 2 of them, if you were counting. I had 3 before this. I know there are some of you out there who pay really close attention to these videos, so I'm sure you're counting. How many frog coins do I have? 51. Okay. Let's go buy some frog coin shop stuff. Okay, seaside town. Let's go find the elder's roommate. They were just roommates, guys. Alright, we definitely want the experience booster. I have a full equipment inventory. Hold please. I guess I should have checked that, huh? Alright, let's sell off some of our old stuff. I guess there's no point in hanging around to a lot of this anymore. Okay, we want to keep the one-of-a-kind stuff. We can buy the spiked link. We can buy the war fan, the hand cannon, the sticky glove. Ultra hammer is priceless. The fire stuff we don't need. And everything else is either one-of-a-kind or we just want to hang on to. Can never go wrong with 2 pairs of pants. That's what my dad always used to say. I say used to say, but he's still alive. Okay, experience booster. The Scrooge ring is nice, but honestly, in practicality, I don't find myself that hard up for FP that I've ever really used it. We'll get the Sia. I guess we can get the earlier times while we're here. So we just need 50 frog coins, and then we can buy the last of it. Okay, what do we want to do next here? Let's go... Oh, there is one thing I want to show you guys. No. I want to come in from the... Actually, no. Let's come in from the back. Okay, we are trying to get everybody to level 30 here, so why don't we just put the good old experience booster on Gino so we can get this party started. I've avoided using it up to this point because I didn't want my team to be too, differently leveled. Okay, here's what I wanted to show you. We never encountered this guy last time we were in Land's End, but this is Mokura. He starts out as formless, and you have to use a special attack against him to get him to turn into Mokura. Or Mokuka, depending on the text box. But this is an optional boss here in Land's End. It shows up primarily in the desert area, a few areas in Belome Temple, and the very first area of Land's End with the cliffs and stuff. That's where he can show up. He gives you a modest amount of experience, but I think really the real draw of fighting this guy is that he can also drop royal syrups. And yeah, coming to him late game, he's not particularly tough. Hey look, royal syrup. We do have a ton of money to blow, so why don't I show you guys, You know that one NPC we bought a star from earlier in the game? Go find that guy again. The one dog I allowed to live. 800 coins. Pretty steep, but hey. I'm showing you everything, right? Alright, we got one level up out of that. And of course, it was our experience boosted one. Okay. So once you get to level 20, here's another Mokura, why not? Once you get to level 20, your level up gains are pretty pitiful, honestly. So if you're having a hard time beating any enemies in this game, once you get to level 20, you're not really going to get much help past that. It takes maybe like 3 or 4 level ups to equal 1 normal level up at that point. Alright, another 30. Okay, now that we're here, we can take the long way to... Wait, do I have enough money? I do have money. Okay. We can take the long way to Monstro Town. I guess at this point it's the short way. Do-do-do-do-do. Nice. Good timing. Wrong one. Okay, perfect. Okay, onward to Monstro Town, where we fight the hardest boss in the game, probably, Culex. So before we do that, let's get our team set here. I always like to have the dream team, Toadstool and Geno. And Toadstool always has to be in the middle, because I like it when Toadstool's in the middle. It feels weird when she's not. Okay, how about you get the experience booster? We'll put the safety ring on the princess. Mario, what do we want you to have for your accessory? Culex does not drop coins, so that's not going to do much for you. What's a good one for you? The signal ring. Yeah, probably not. I guess maybe the safety badge? I think one of the crystals knows Petal Blast, so call it a little extra insurance. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, he's just a little guy. I'm so excited, guys, with that the Super Mario RPG D-Make ROM hack project I'm working on, where I'm adding in the remake's post-game content into this version, the Super Nintendo version. I got the Culex turn counter thing to work, so that'll be some fun. Extra incentive to go fast. Alright, Mr. Drama Queen. Let's get ourselves beefed up. Nice. As much as I like this song, I think the Final Fantasy IV version of this song is better. Since this guy is the toughest fight in the game, this is where I just kind of dump all the stuff I have. Use your rock candies, use your ice and fire bombs, red essences, whatever. Smoke them if you got them. Nice. Good thing we have a bunch of these. Plus, I need to free up some item inventory, because we do have to go back to Bowser's Keep. Do those last couple of doors we haven't done. The turns do get a little long, with 5 different enemies, all using different attacks. It probably goes without saying, but each of the crystals has different strengths and weaknesses. For example, the Wind Crystal has very low HP. And the Fire Crystal, I believe, is the one that has the most. Which is a shame, because this game doesn't give you that many free ice bombs. Obviously, the Fire Crystal uses fire attacks and is weak against ice. For the Water Crystal, it's the opposite. Ice attacks don't do anything to it, but it's weak against fire. Nice. That does some good damage. And if you defeat Culex before you defeat the crystals, then the crystals will come with them. So that is a strategy you can use. Okay, not much point in using a firebomb if it's only going to affect 2 enemies. I forget. Is the Earth one weak or strong against jump? Strong. Okay, so that one's weak or strong against jump and weak against thunder. And the Wind Crystal, which we already defeated, is the opposite. Jump is effective against it. Alright, our red essences wore off, but that's okay. We've got this guy on the ropes. Well, I mean, he's still got a pretty big HP pool, but I think at this point we're going to be fine. Should we try it? Should we try super jumping on Culex? Why not? Yeah, it's really hard to time super jumps against enemies that oscillate up and down like that. Man down. Alright, let's see if we can get one of these crystals knocked out. Although Gino has been shredded, so we don't have that attack up boost. Not that we need it, apparently. Can't keep a good man down. Oops. Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world. Ow. Still alive. Let's just keep on jumping. Getting 100 super jumps against Culex, that'd be like ultimate bragging rights. Alright, bro, you need to relax. That's why we brought these. Let's heal up our boy. Get ourselves all healed up. Alright, fine, be that way. Good old earth crystal. It's kind of weird that there's an earth and wind crystal in this game, because earth and wind aren't elements in this game. At least not in the traditional, like, strength and weakness sense that Final Fantasy uses. Ow. Well, I'm under fear status, so this won't do that much, but hey. Maybe it'll be enough to kill the crystal? Nice. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright, now it's just the big man himself. That's a pretty weak attack, but that's okay. Free up some turns to smack him around a bit. Honestly, I'd rather have him do that than actually attack me. Even if it means sacrificing Gino's Troopa Pin. And there we go. Ulex down. Listen to the fanfare for a minute. I had never played a Final Fantasy game before playing Super Mario RPG, so this whole reference was lost on me as a kid. Alright, now we're getting some more of those, like I said, pointless level ups. Yeah, Princess, we don't really care about attack power on you still. Hey look, an even 100 magic. That feels nice. Malo, you get your time in the sun too. One thing I like doing is playing a low-level game, or not necessarily a low-level game, but beating Culex pretty soon after getting to Monstro Town for the first time, or at least as soon as I can. And being at such a low level that, you know, with experience booster equipped, everybody levels up like 1 or 2 times at least, and then somebody levels up like 4 times. So you just get to hang around on that screen a bit, listening to that music. Always a good time. Alright, perfect. There's the big man himself down. Okay. Now we have... How many coins do we have? Still not that many. We do have an errand to run. By popular request, I wanted to show you guys this. I had a couple people mention this in the comments section at different times. But these two spookums hanging out here talking to each other. Just enjoying themselves, having a casual conversation. If you beat one of them, gotta do it, guys. Let's get the jumps in. I'll get it eventually. TM. The other one... Poor guy. The other one has a panic attack and goes to hide. Now I feel bad. Yeah, and then he disappears and never comes back. It doesn't matter which one of them you beat, the other one will do the same thing. But there is a scene here. We saw one scene earlier when I came back to Booster Tower to do the whole knife guy thing, get the bright card. But there's another scene, now that we're toward the end of the game, where we get to see that Booster has a new woman in his life. So forgive me while I make this very long climb. Again. This game just has too many goodies, guys. I don't know what to tell you. See you later, dude. Keep on climbing. Just a little bit of parkour. Oh shoot. I still hate this room. And you still can't run for some reason. Okay, avoid the chomps. Avoid the chomps. Almost there. A couple more rooms. Oh yeah, we already talked to these guys earlier. And here we go. Valentina made her way here. Booster still wants to marry somebody for some reason. And he whispers sweet nothings in her ear. Probably something about the fact that he has tons of money, if I had to guess, just based on Valentina's personality. Aww. They're all embarrassed. Mario is like, what is happening? So there you go. A nice fun little extra scene for you. Now to make the long climb back down. Ugh. This might be another one where I just skip to the bottom through the power of editing. We'll see though. I guess we'll see how future me feels when he's editing this video. At least we avoided the fireballs this time. Thankfully the way down is much easier than the way up. Shortcut to the bottom. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay, let's go to Bowser's Keep. And for completion's sake, we need to finish up those last 2 of the 6 doors that we didn't do. Okay. You do get a ton of items just from doing it, so making sure we have space. Good, better. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, how interesting. These enemies stay dead. I didn't know that. I will say that normally when I do my runs of this game, I don't normally come back to Bowser's Keep to do the doors I missed. Okay, we all know that these 6 doors are a little luck-based, so we'll see what I get. There might be some editing involved here. Alright, let's see if we can get the ones we need. Perfect. Believe it or not, this was actually first try. And no editing was involved in that. We'll see if I can do it. I don't know why, but I'm always really bad at this whole invisible floor thing. I mean, now that I say that out loud, not knowing where the invisible floor is does not sound that unreasonable. Okay, cool. This is another one of those why is that in quotation marks situations. 8 chances, as it were. Okay, cool. We got our red essence. We have a lot of good items, don't we? Alright, there's another flower for us. And a firebomb. And again, for any of whichever NSA guy is assigned to watch my videos, the firebomb is an item in this game, not a real one. Oh. Ripped off. Come on, Donkey Kong. If only I had my hammer right now. He's very aggressive with that barrel. Alright, there's another one down. We got the super slap. Okay, now we just need one door. No, this is the puzzle room we didn't do. You know what? I mean, we gotta do 4 of these. We gotta do 4 of them eventually to get out of here, so I guess I'll do that one. I will just skip this one through the power of editing. See you guys on the other side. Alright, that's 2 doors down. Still looking for that last quiz room. Oh, cool. Here it is. I'm the Quizmaster, Dr. T. I'm not going to call you that. I do not need instructions. The objective is simple. There are 21 coins in this box. Don't get the 21st coin. 5, 6, 7. You can take up to 1 or 1 to 4 coins, and you just press A if you want to take less than 4. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And we forced him to lose. Cool. Okay, this next puzzle is either super easy or super hard, depending on what you do. It's simple. You press a button, and the buttons immediately around it in the cardinal directions also get pushed down, or get pushed back up, depending on if it's already down. But there's a really easy way to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And here's one of my favorites, Ball Solitaire. Another relatively simple one. You have to find a ball, a cannonball, kick it, it jumps over a ball and lands on an empty space. So you need to make sure you have enough empty spaces that you can get all of them but one. I will say this is one of those ones that I tend to mess up on accident a lot, so we'll see how it goes. But I have faith in me. Okay, let me think about this before I commit. So if I go this one over here, yeah, that's not gonna work. What if we did this? That should work. And there you go. Okay, and that's all of Bowser's 6 doors down. I'll go ahead and do the 4th one, just because I have to in order to leave, but that's another one. You've already seen it, so I'm just gonna edit it out. See you on the other side. Alright, and we're back. Now that we made it out of those 6 doors, let's get out of Bowser's Keep. Alright, just a couple more closing things to do. A few odds and ends that I wanted to clean up before we say sayonara for this round. But before we do that, let's stay a couple nights at the suite. Okay, I figure I'm probably not going to do the whole staying here 200 times thing. Believe it or not, it's a little much. But I think what I will do at the very least is I'll stay a total of 15 times, because that's the last reward you get before getting the 200 frog coin, or the 20 frog coin reward for staying 200 times. Which I think we all realize at this point, it's a terrible rate of return. Alright, we got enough money, let's stay another time for kicks. Thanks, bro. I sure did. Let me sleep here. You just woke up from the suite, aren't you tired? That's my secret. I'm always tired. Yes, you will be on your way. Alright, after a couple of luxurious naps, it's time for us to go get some exercise. So you may have noticed, if you're counting, that we have 98 flowers. And I think I told you before, there are 8 flowers you can get in Booster Hill, and we got 7. So let's do some light cardio to get that last one. And here Toad's like, you don't have a beetle box. Okay, whatever. Toad just kind of thinks you're stupid at this point. You know, fun little fact you may have noticed just by looking at Mario's running speed here. It's kind of similar to that issue I pointed out in Nimbus Land a few videos back, where that scene where Mario shakes his head at Toad and says, "No, I'll stay here." It changes Mario's speed, his movement speed, back to normal. You can see he's kind of walking at a leisurely pace despite us moving so quickly up this hill. He's supposed to be running, but it's slowed down by half. Just one of those small little errors that are so small nobody would have caught them in testing. You'd have to be a little obsessed with this game like me in order to see something like that. No, I don't have a problem. Shut up. Okay, once we get past the barrel phase, the flowers don't show up until near the end, when there's no more barrels left. So, once the barrels stop, that's when we'll see our last flower. And you'll hear the little doo-doo-doo-doo-doo sound before it happens. At least I think you do. I don't know, it's been a while since I've gotten the flowers this way. I don't normally care this much, believe it or not. Oh yeah, there we go. Are you kidding me? There we go. Okay, got it. Thankfully it gives you a second chance. And that's it. That's all the flowers that we're going to get on Booster Hill. And that puts us to 99. I know a certain somebody in the comments section has been counting how many flower tabs I used, so now we know how many it takes. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you, because there's something in the sunken ship that you can't see on your first go-around. You have to come back to it to see it, after you beat it. This might be another one of those things that just, through the powers of editing, I skip to the good part. Alright, a quick pit stop before we get to the thing I wanted to show you. I told you guys I'd come back for it. A nice juicy 100 coins. Okay, moving on. Okay, here we are back in Johnny's room. Here's what I wanted to show you. If you come up to this tube here and press A, you can spy on the different parts of the ship that have tubes in them. Presumably this is how Johnny knows what's going on in his ship at any given time. I don't really know why they included this in here. It's just one of those fun little Easter egg type things. Game's full of them, believe it or not. Oh, I guess this is kind of a fun one, because this would tell you if you didn't find the safety ring, you would see this treasure chest here and wonder where that is. So I guess that's kind of why they did it. But yeah, there you go. I like that Johnny, when he writes that letter to you when you're fighting Yaridovich, says, "Hey, you should come see me sometime, buddy." And then when you come to see him, he's like, "What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be doing something?" Okay, that'll do it for now. So to close out, let's stay our 2 more times to get that. I think it's a 3 frog coin reward for staying 15 times. So this is number 14 here. There's one more after this. So while we're doing this, I'll just sign off as a friendly reminder. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the next one will be another one where we do some of the more tedious content. I'll be doing things like grinding out frog coins to get the Scrooge ring, getting everybody to level 30, doing the look the other way game to get the star egg, and presumably trying to get 100 super jumps. We'll see how that part of it goes. But anyway, to break up the monotony of that, I'm turning it into an AMA, and Ask Me Anything. So if you have any burning questions you want to ask me, then feel free to ask them. From the serious to the mundane to the stupid, I need some money. I'll answer anything you want me to, within reason. Don't need a pure water anymore, and we have full flowers, so I do not need a flower tap anymore. I guess we'll hang on everything else, just to save us some time. Oh wait, never mind. Those aren't for sale here. Anyway, so one more stay will do it. But yeah, like I said, the things that I have on the docket for next time, getting... Okay, there's our 15-time reward. 3 frog coins. Okay, so our... the docket for next time, getting 100 super jumps and the super suit, getting to level 30, doing the look the other way game 100 times, and getting the Scrooge ring by getting enough frog coins. And that'll do it, I think. Other than that, it's going to be beating the boss. So if you have something that you still want to see, if you think there's anything I've missed, it's now or never. Feel free to let me know. Another lovely nap. Alright, with that, we'll go downstairs, we'll save our game, and we'll be done with this video for now. 2 more videos to go, guys. The rest of the optional content, and then the final one. Until those videos come, thanks for watching. See you next time.